Welcome to part 2 of the classic game room review of Rayman Raving Rabbids. We'll get into the party mode here. And you gotta hand it to them, the intro sequences for each of their mini games are pretty entertaining. I like the lack of voice dialogue. I think it's funny that they just scream and grunt or whatever. The party mode of this game is where it really shines. It's a lot of fun to play with your friends or family. What you do is you assign yourself names and little images. I'm playing Stella, of course. You can adjust how the games are scored. Normal, raving, or yard sale. And rather than just adding up your actual score on the top of the screen, it assigns you 10 points if you're in first place, 8 if you're in second, and so forth. Then there's that wheel of misfortune at the end. So it's a lot of fun, and people who come in dead last can end up actually winning the game. If you're one of those really competitive people, you may not like that. If you actually go through the game winning and then find out you lose at the end anyway. One question a number of people have asked is, do you need the Wii Fit board, the balance board or whatever it's called, to play this game? And no, you do not need it. Although it does work with the Wii Fit board, I was playing this without it. As you can see, before each of the games, it gives you a cute little demonstration with one of the Rabbids on how to hold the Wiimote and the Nunchuk. And during Beastie Boarding, you can sit in a chair or the floor and just move back and forth. I guess that would work in a similar way with the Wii Fit board. There's all kinds of cool things you can do in the party mode. They have a lot of these little segments or really mini games in between some of the other games where you can compete with your friends to see who actually gets to select the next competition. You can sabotage your fellow players in a game. It gives you the option, and you can throw mud or snowballs or laser blasts on the screen to try to cover it up. There's like a little mini Frogger style game in there. One feature that I initially found a little odd at first, and then it kind of grew on me, is this thing where advertisements come up in the middle of gameplay, where you can choose to play an advertisement. They usually play like the first person that can do whatever action the fastest gets some extra points in the game. There's a couple different songs that have dancing routines that you dance along with the guy on screen there. So if you're a bunch of die-hard, hardcore gamers who are just finished playing Gears of War or Resistance 2, it doesn't make you any less of a man to disco dance. Seriously, it doesn't. I found the dancing parts quite fun, although I looked like a complete idiot. And as I mentioned in the first part of the review, I think this game is fun. I think the Rabbids characters are cute, very family friendly. And although I enjoyed Rayman Raving Rabbids as a single player game, it's probably not something that would keep my attention for like weeks on end. But the party mode is definitely something that's worth having around, because when you have some friends over, no matter who they are, what kind of video games they like to play, I think that you'd have to try not to have a good time playing this game. You'd have to intentionally be a stick in the mud to not enjoy playing Rayman Raving Rabbids with some friends around you. If you think about it, this is exactly the same kind of game they would have made for the Atari. Flipping burgers and then slapping them at a giant monster. It would have looked a bit different, though. And they give you the wheel of misfortune at the end, which can completely alter the score at the end of the game. In conclusion, I like this game. I think it's a lot of fun, creative. It uses the Wii controllers very well. I like the art style, the menu design, the music, the sound effects. And I even like the little Rabbids. It works best as a party game, but if you like what you see on screen, I don't think you'll be disappointed with Rayman Raving Rabbids TV Party. Make sure to watch the movie UHF with Weird Al Yankovic. It's a very underrated movie. I think this game actually draws quite a bit of inspiration from it.